Well, hello everyone. You know who it is. It's your main man here, Chris Brown, with another exciting episode of this week's Nuggets. And the topic is fire insurance or Lord. You saying, Chris, what are you talking about? You know, some people have simply accepted Jesus just to keep from going to hell. They got good fire insurance. They've went through the Romans 10, 9, and 10. Confess with your mouth, believe within your heart that Jesus died and rose again on the third day for your sins, and you shall be saved. There is some truth behind that. But guess what? Don't you want more than just fire insurance? Don't you want to hear from God so distinctly? You know exactly the plan that He has for your life. You know exactly what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it. That's making Him Lord. That's having a renewed mindset that Romans chapter 12 talks about. And this is the kind of relationship that I have with God. Not only am I avoiding going to hell, but I'm having a good life right here on earth. So I realize and recognize you can have heaven twice. You can experience heaven here on earth, which is why Jesus died. And or when you leave, you can go through hell and then just only experience heaven in heaven. And that's not the reason why He got beat simply. He got beat for you to enjoy both heaven on earth and then heaven in heaven. And some people just going through life and they're suffering because you know what? They want to do what they want to do and they don't really hear from God. Now, everybody hears from God. The question is, do you obey? You say, no, Chris, He talks to you better and more than He do me. That's not so much true. Now, my ears are very keen to hear from Him because I practice and I'm in His presence. But guess what? Have you ever stepped on somebody's shoe and you wanted to keep walking, but you heard that voice say, go back and apologize? Guess what? That's God. He's talking to you then. He talks through your peace. You ever was about to make a decision and your peace gauge was all over the, you just didn't have no peace about it whatsoever? That's Him talking to you then. So just hold off and just wait till you have some information about a particular thing before you make a decision. You know exactly who I'm talking about. I'm talking to the individual that just got out of the bed with somebody who you're not married with or who is not your spouse. You knew when you was on your way to the house, God, I wish my tire would go flat. I wish I would get a phone call. No, God said, I'm not going to stop that. You're going to have to make the decision to stop it yourself. You have to do that. He's not going to do it. But you know that feeling that you have. Guess what? Let's just be straightforward. You can't even perform how you want to perform in the bed with the person. You give them about 5 minutes when you used to could go about an hour. You know why? Because you heard God's voice as you was headed over there. You heard God's voice while you was doing what you was doing. He didn't leave you. He stood right there and watched you. And then you heard His voice when He told you, now come on home. Go and apologize and get back where you're supposed to be with me. See, 1 John chapter 2 verse 15 says this: do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world are the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes and pride of life. It's not from the Father, but it is from the world. And the world is passing along with its desires, but whoever does the will of God shall abide in Him forever. Yes, abide in Him forever. That's where I'm going, and that's where you should be. So think about the decisions that you make. Don't only just have Him for good fire insurance. Make Him Lord over your life so you can have every area functioning like it should. Now, that concludes my time. I am out of time, but I am not out of message. I love you. Have an outstanding week. See you later.